Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing Alternate Future of the United States Part 2. You guys have been doing some support, and got some likes and all of that. So yeah, let's get right into it. So someone actually from my school, they called me, and they're like, hey, I watched your Alternate Future of the US, and what's wrong with Texas? Why don't they do anything? Why does Texas not do anything? Well, it's because fuck you. That's why. Probably had to bleep that out. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna bleep it out because I'm not a pussy. Uh, but Texas will be attacking somebody here, and that somebody is Oklahoma. Now the main reason is because of the Panhandle, but we're gonna have some troops moving in. First, we're having some Texan troops move in here, but most of them push back because it's heavily defended. But a re thing is capturing the entirety of the Panhandle and moving down towards there, and moving across this river border. I'm pretty sure this is a river border. Leave a comment below if it is a river border. And making this, it looks like that. Now Texas having very strong military, very, very, very strong military. Almost like I think it's like the second strongest. So now that they push in through here, and then eventually they just take out the entire thing. It's not very. It's just very sad. Now looking at a peace treaty with Oklahoma here, we see Texas taking over a lot of territory from Oklahoma. I don't know if they get to keep Oklahoma City or not, but I guess we're just gonna have to find that out soon enough. And you may be like, hold on, this little thing with New Mexico, this thing right here, that is very, very wrong. So yeah, Mexico Texas offers to buy land from New Mexico. How much land? Around up to here. Up to there, but they do not agree. Because the reason why they do not agree is because Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona have created the Four Corners Pact, which is a defensive and military and economic union between them to stop Texas and California. Oh yeah, speaking of California, how are they doing? Holy fuck, they just declared war on Nevada. And the reason for this is there's no reason. There's literally no reason. They just did it because for shits and giggles. Anyway, we're gonna take a look at this war here. It's gonna be a fairly quick war because all they gotta do is just go through here, capture Las Vegas. That's all they have to do. No, that's not what they did. That's not what they did. But they do make some small pushes within the border. But they hold more resistance when it comes to Las Vegas because, it's Las Vegas. One of those popular cities. Like, why wouldn't... But they already captured Carson City, which is Nevada's capital. But they don't care since Las Vegas is... Yeah. They eventually make a push up Nevada's little thingamajig. Eventually doing this type of thing. And they eventually capture Las Vegas. It was a bloody battle. And after losing a bit more land, Nevada just decides to be like, yeah, I surrender. Looking at a peace treaty here, we just see the complete annexation of Nevada, or Nevada, however you pronounce it. And yeah, there's only two countries that border the West, and yeah, Cascadia, which is up north, and California, which is down to the south. We are gonna look at Michigan and Ohio. We're gonna look at Michigan and Ohio. Now, in real life, Michigan and Ohio hate each other. Hate each other. Like they just hate each other. I'm pretty sure it was about something over here, something called a strip. I don't know. But yeah, gunfire is exchanged here, and the two sides declare war on each other. Now, things have gotten a bit crazy over here. We have Ohio and Wisconsin versus Michigan, Indiana, and Virginia. How did Virginia join? Well, there's this little thing called oh, oops, whoopsie, ooh. There we go. There's this little thing called bribery. And, land, of course. Now, the Virginia-Ohio border is very sexy. I like it. But yeah. And, yeah. Ohio, just, yeah, Ohio might be fucked, but they are really strong, but Virginia is probably stronger. Oops, I forgot the color in their little thing over there. So, yeah, now that they're doing that, this is not gonna go well for the red team, but they will get a starting advantage since they invaded first. Now, what kind of starting advantage, you may ask? Well, it's a bit complicated, but it's a bit complicated. I just want to say that it's a bit complicated. But they do push through here and into there. Well, they try to hold up a defensive with them. So now that you shit, sorry. Now that you see them, how is Wisconsin doing? They're doing good, I guess. This is a good extent, I guess. Now Ohio's plan is to get Kentucky to join on their side to, sever supply lines and all of that. Because Virginia is currently moving supplies through Kentucky because Kentucky is allowing them to. But if Kentucky, decides to go war with Virginia, they get fucked. So they just decide to stay neutral. And, there's a bit of a backfire coming through. What kind of backfire? Well, you know how Virginia's here? Yeah, they crossed over the Ohio River and are now going after Ohio. Now, if we look at Columbus, it's in the middle of Ohio, basically. So they something like that. Michigan now pushing Wisconsin out of Michigan and gonna make a huge offensive around this border. They made a huge offensive. Now, all of Wisconsin's major cities are down below. So they make a naval landing right there and eventually take all of this. So you lose a lot of land over here. That's mostly where Michigan's army is going. So yeah, we got more progress being made up here. Now Indiana uses the rest of its military to push them out. Oh my god. Uses the rest of their military to push them out. And Michigan uses some military to push them back, not out, because they suck. But a breakthrough is started right here and eventually leads to... Oh, what is happening over here? Oh, what is the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, well, that's the extent of Ohio. And then they get pushed out of their territory. And then the fall of Wisconsin happens rapidly and fast. They eventually cut off a small army here, which eventually probably makes them surrender, but they don't. They're like, hey, maybe if we can get rid of their access to the Great Lakes, that would be nice. So they get rid of access to Lake Michigan, taking control of Milwaukee and Madison over here, which eventually leads to the surrender of Wisconsin. Now, for Ohio, yeah, this doesn't look good. They eventually capture Cleveland, which, yeah, seeing that Cleveland just got captured, and now they're completely encircled, and now they're pushing in from all sides. Yeah, that doesn't look like something that is good. They eventually make a thing toward Columbus. They eventually capture Columbus, and then the entirety of Ohio falls. Now, that is the Eastern War. This is the Eastern War. And I'll put up the last peace treaty for this video. And, yeah. Looking at the final peace treaty here, we have Virginia taking land from Ohio, but the little panhandle from West Virginia is given to Ohio. We got Michigan taking land from Ohio. And surprisingly, Indiana, the reason why this is how it is, the only reason why, is just because, it's just because they were having some talks with borders, and Indiana didn't really need that land. I mean, they might have. They didn't really need that land, but because all of their stuff is in Indianapolis, yeah, they didn't really need the land, per se. Speaking of, needing, yeah, no, yeah, Chicago gets released from Illinois, but at the expense of, yeah, at just an expense. Illinois loses all access to that, and, looks like they're Frankenstein now. Now there is a new four corners right here between Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. And yeah, this is the last peace treaty of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, actually. And goodbye.